What's up, guys? My name is Marco. Let me invite some people here. If you can please help me and share this everywhere, because we're going to talk about something really cool today. I'm going to invite Maria. Maria and I did a live feed on Sunday, I believe, and it was about the legal immigration policy in Mexico versus legal immigration here in the United States. And you guys are in for a big surprise. So really this needs to go everywhere. I wish that CNN, I wish that Univision would talk about this, because this is very important, so that people stop hitting Donald Trump so unjustly, because it's a double standard. What Mexico is doing, and not just Mexico, but let's talk about here. The activists here in the United States, they definitely are being double standard. Today, there was a hearing in LA, and you guys can see that members of La Raza showed up there, and these guys are old and out of touch. They're part of the La Raza, they're part of the Hispanic establishment, I would say. This guy was friends with Cesar Chavez, so he was there. And there's a feed. What's up, Franklin? What's up, Denise? There's a live feed that I posted in my page of Arthur. Okay, but guys, we need to unite. Hispanics, Americans, blacks, Chinese, all of us. We need to come together and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and defend our way of life against these people. Henry Grugnon. Yeah, Henry, what's up? Henry and I are going to do a live soon. He's from New York, Latinos for Trump. And this is a great platform. See, we can't go to CNN because they won't transmit today here. But we, the people, you, me, and I, know the specific needs in our communities. And we want to say no to Sharia law. We want to say no to, hey, Maria, what's up?
Hey!
Thank you for joining us. So I was telling everybody that to please share this, share it, because I wish that we could bring this to CNN or Fox, but they're not going to listen to us because it's not something that goes with their narrative. But how are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I've been running around all morning, busy, but I'm happy. Yesterday was a great day. I'm still smiling about what happened yesterday, so I'm happy.
Did you have your class today?
Yes, I just came from there like an hour ago.
How was it?
The LTC class, License to Carry, here in Texas. So I did that. So I'm very excited because now I'm going to start, getting really, really proficient when it comes to handling, the guns and all that stuff. So I'm very excited about that.
Awesome. Okay, so I posted the 2 links, and I know that a lot of people wanted to hear what we said last week in English. So let's do it in English this time. And yeah. So just tell everybody a little bit about yourself so that we can go on and all that.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you again for giving me the chance, to speak about this topic. And I see a lot of the comments here, and a lot of people, your people, have started to follow me. So I want to say thank you so much. And, well, me, I was born in Mexico. And I got here when I was about 3 years old.
Okay.
And I shared before in the one that we did in the Spanish, that I became here. I mean, I came here as an illegal immigrant. So my parents brought me here, and I've been here since then. I don't know any other country other than this one. Though I did live like about, I don't know, like on and off, in Mexico, maybe 2 years and then 3 years. But really, this is my country because I don't know any other country. So that's why I'm doing this right now, because let me tell your audience, the ones that are that don't speak Spanish and that were asking us to do this in English, why I'm doing this. My intention, just like yours and most of the what do you call it, Trump followers, we want to unite the country. And at least the people that I talk to that are Trump supporters, they don't believe in division, in hate and all this nonsense that people say that we stand for. So all of us, we are trying to come together and do something positive, for the nation and for the culture and for everything. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I said last Sunday, there are 3 things that I hate, Marco, and I share those with you. I hate injustice, number 1. I can't stand it when I see it in front of my face, Number 2, it's hypocrisy. I mean, that really bothers me, okay? And number 3, somebody that lies. I can't stand it. So, when like I said, I was born in Mexico, and I didn't even know my Constitution. I was born in Mexico, and I never knew anything about the Constitution or the immigration laws that Mexico has in place. I never knew about that. So when Donald Trump became president, and all these people started saying that he's a racist and all this stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and look what's written, in the Mexican Constitution and what laws they have. So when I started educating myself a little bit, I can't even express to you the level of indignation that I felt.
Wow.
Why? And please let me say this. I love Mexico because it's the country where my parents were born. And I believe it's a beautiful nation. And I believe there are a lot of Mexicans that are good people. Okay? So, but still, I said the other day, I have to be loyal to my convictions and to the truth. So this is not about making Mexico look bad and about bashing the Mexicans and demonizing them just like they demonized us. This is not about that. But I still have to tell the truth. And every time I make a video and I talk about controversial things, I tell them, I'm sorry if I make you mad. That's not my intention. But I know that the truth makes people mad, those who don't want to hear it. And I'm sorry, I'm loyal to the truth and to my convictions. So that's why I want to do this, because I want everybody to know what's on the Constitution of Mexico and the laws. They're not different. Well, no, let me say that again. They're different, very different from what we have here.
Okay.
Because they're a lot more severe. They're more strict than what the Constitution of the U.S. has in place. And the immigration laws that this country has in place, they're a lot more strict. So all I want is for people to understand, and now I have a little bit of new information that I didn't even know back Sunday when I talked to you about the Beta or Beta groups. I'm pretty sure you've heard of that. So I'll share that with you in a little bit. But I just want to make that clear. This is not about demonizing Mexico and they're terrible people and all Mexicans are terrible. No, but there is hypocrisy in the Mexican government. Okay? They are doing this. They're allowing Mexican people to cross the border intentionally. They are enabling them. They are very, ¿cómo se dice? Very subtle. They are like promoting it, under the table. That's how we call it in Mexico. They're not openly saying, hey, I want you to cross, that they want them to cross. And I just found that out because of the beta or beta groups or whatever it's called. So there is hypocrisy in the Mexican government. So I love my nation, and I am for Donald Trump, and he's not a perfect man, okay? A lot of the things he says sometimes that, yeah, they sound harsh, but I know that he loves this country, and he wants to do what any president of any nation will do, and that is protect its borders and protect the American people. So he's not doing anything wrong, okay? And when we compare with Mexico, we will get to see how is it different. I mean, Donald Trump is only proposing the same thing that Mexico has in place. So I just want us to be fair, and let's not be, hypocrites, and let's say, okay, Mexico, you want to criticize this president here in the United States, you want to say that he's evil and that all Trump supporters and all Americans are racist, then why don't we talk about what you have on your Constitution? Why don't we talk about your immigration laws? And let's see who's racist, and let's see who's hypocrite. Okay, so that's my only intent. And I thank you again, Marco, for giving me the chance.
No, thank you. And what you just said, I guess you don't like Hillary Clinton then, by your standards.
You know what? I mean, I'm a Christian, and I feel sorry for her. But the things that she's done, I mean, she is completely on the opposite side. Okay? She's not for anything that is godly. She's not for anything that is good. All this time that she's been in government, in public service, her fortune right now, it's about 45 million, I think. And I was reading yesterday, how do you become a millionaire when you are in the public service? But anyways, that's a whole different subject. All I'm saying is that it's not that I don't like her. It's just that she's not a good person. At least her actions don't demonstrate that she's a good person.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. She is not, and I think you can see it. People can see through her that she does not have integrity. Integrity is thinking, saying, and acting the same way. It's mind, body, and soul. And that's, I've been saying that about her and about a lot of double standard people like La Raza. There was this morning they had an event where Kevin De Leon spoke and a bunch of Hispanic activists, and it's just such a double standard.
Yeah, you know what? And I love to say it this way. Your walk has to match your talk. Mm-hmm. And at least that's what I believe in, and that's what I believe we're supposed to be looking for in politicians and in every person. If their actions match what they're saying, then that person is a person of integrity. But we don't see that in Hillary Clinton. We didn't see that in Obama and in a lot of people. And in the Mexican government, it's the same thing. I mean, I can't even tell you if I can think of one person in the Mexican government that I can say it's a person of integrity. I can't. And it's really sad, Marco. So that's why I am so grateful that I met you and that I met Bianca Gracia and a lot of people, because we are the ones that can make a difference in this country. The people that are for truth, the people that are willing to stand up with courage and expose, the darkness. That's what we have to do. We the people. There's nobody left. Donald Trump I was saying yesterday in a video, I think it was yesterday, that God put Donald Trump there. This is my belief, because he chose him to do what? To lead this country back into what is righteous and what is good. But he can't do it alone. And I was saying yesterday, he can do all these things in the White House. But if we just sit at home, do nothing, and the Hispanics that like las novelas, like I used to like the novelas, if that's all we're going to do and say, Donald Trump is president, everything's so beautiful. No, it's not beautiful. And it's not time to be silent. It's not time to relax. It's not time to take a nap. That's what I was saying yesterday. It's time to stand up and get involved, get educated.
Yes.
Because that's the only way we're going to make a difference, Marco.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Donald Trump is going to do so many things that are good. You know, he's only fulfilling all his promises, but he needs the people, the American people. So that's my heart. I just want everybody to, let's go make a difference. And I'm telling you, I'm only a housewife. I don't know anything. There's a lot of things that I don't know, but I'm willing to read. I'm willing to research the information. And if I have to go out there and fight for my country, for human rights, or for whatever it is that I have to fight for the future, for the children, I think about the children. I don't have children of my own, but I have a niece, and she's only 4 years old.
I can give you a couple.
And I'm like, huh?
I can give you a couple. I have 6.
Oh, yeah, that's right? Yeah, that's true. But anyways, I think about my niece, and I'm like, there's no way I can just sit here and do nothing. So I just want this video to encourage people. And like I said again, this is not about hating Mexicans and hating Mexico. No, this is about getting educated.
Yes.
And and do what's right.
Yes.
Which is speak the truth.
Go ahead. Let's read the. So you got the.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me start. Okay, we're gonna start with the Mexico's immigration law. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a lot, but I'm gonna try to do it
Don't worry.
really fast.
Don't worry about it.
No. Okay. Well, the first one that really got my attention, and I didn't get everything, because there's a lot more, but this, I think it's relevant to what's going on right now. It says, for example, Mexico welcomes only foreigners who will be useful to Mexican society. So that's telling you very clearly that they do not welcome everyone, okay? Only those who they believe they're going to be useful for the society of Mexico. So it says, foreigners are admitted into Mexico according to their possibilities of contributing to national progress, okay? Immigration officials must ensure that immigrants will be useful elements for the country and that they have the necessary funds for their sustenance and for their dependence. What is that telling you? They don't want somebody to come in and say, oh, you know what, I'm broke. I don't have money to eat. I want you to support me. That's not the people that they're wanting to come, okay? And then it says, oh, and that's on Article 34. It says foreigners may be barred from the country if their presence upsets the equilibrium of the national demographics. Okay?
Wow.
When foreigners, yeah, did you hear what I just said? Anyway, so that it says, when foreigners are deemed detrimental to economic or national interest, when they do not behave, listen to this one, when they do not behave like good citizens in their own country, when they have broken Mexican laws, and when they are not found to be physically or mentally healthy.
Wow, they will probably get rid of me for sure.
Yeah, they would probably get rid of me too. Anyways, but did you hear that? People who do not behave like good citizens. So I'm trying to think, what is Donald Trump saying here? He doesn't want criminals, people that break the law every day. So what's different on this first one that I just read you? I don't see anything different. Do you?
No, on the contrary, no. I think that Donald Trump is going easy on it, because if he would apply, these standards, wow.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, here, anyways. Okay, let me go to the second one. Okay, it says Mexican authorities, listen to this one, must keep track of every single person in the country. Did you hear that? There's over 30 million people in Mexico. And it's saying that they have to keep track of every single person in the country. It says federal, local, and municipal police must cooperate with federal immigration authorities upon request, i.e. to assist in the arrest of illegal immigrants. Now, remember Sunday we were talking about that?
Yes.
Okay, what's different from what Donald Trump is saying, what they want to do with the states? That, they want to make them responsible for, the police to collaborate with them so illegal immigrants can be detained. So Mexico has the same thing. So when you hear the leaders of the in government of the Mexico, they say, "Oh, this is so wrong. You know, you guys are so racist. Why are you persecuting our people?" I'm like, really? It's like, really, dude? We're persecuting your people? What about you? You make you make the police, the local police, to enforce this same law that Donald Trump wants to implement here. So why are you criticizing this country and why are you demonizing the president? He's doing the same thing you're doing. You see? So that's what it makes me really mad. And then it says a national, anyways, what I just read to you, let me see, every single individual. Okay. A national population registry keeps track of every single individual who comprises the population of the country and verifies each individual identity. Articles 85 and 86. A national catalog of foreigners tracks foreign tourists and immigrants and assigns each individual with a unique tracking number. They have tracking numbers. Okay?
Wow.
So let's go to, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, this is crazy. And then this one says, foreigners with fake papers or who enter the country under false pretenses may be imprisoned. How many of those do we have here that come in with fake papers? But what are these liberals and all these Democrats, what are they saying? Who's the bad guy? Donald Trump is. You know, the current administration is the bad guy. All these people that, huh?
I think the only person that has really done something about that is Sheriff Arpaio.
Yeah.
He's the only one that I know that has actually prosecuted that. But everybody else just lets everybody go with fake socials.
Yeah. And what did they do to him? You know, what did they say about him?
Right.
That he's evil, and, you know, we can go on and on. So anyways, this one says, foreigners who fail to obey the rules will be fined, deported, and or imprisoned as felons. We talked about it Sunday. Okay, what's different from what Donald Trump is saying, what we're trying to do here, and from what Obama did? Remember we talked about him?
Yeah.
That he didn't come in, you know, in 2008 saying, "Oh, I'm going to deport everyone," you know, all the criminals, but he did it. So this is not different from what Mexico does. It says foreigners who fail to obey a deportation order are to be punished. Article 117. Foreigners who are deported from Mexico and attempt to re-enter the country without authorization can be imprisoned for up to 10 years. So you tell me, is this different from what we're trying to do here in the United States?
They are
no, right?
They are a total double standard.
And then at the end, Marco, you're gonna oh my God, I was so mad yesterday when I learned about the beta or beta groups or whatever they're called. You're gonna see why they do this. Okay. And it's really, it's horrible. Anyways, it says foreigners who violate the terms of their visa may be sentenced to up to 6 years in prison. That's in Article 119, 120, 121. Foreigners who misrepresent the terms of their visa while in Mexico, such as working without a permit, can also be imprisoned. I mean, doesn't this sound like I'm reading, you know, the laws of United States? It's the same thing. We're trying to do the same thing. Okay, and then it says, under Mexican law, illegal immigration is a felony. The general law on population says a penalty of up to 2 years in prison and a fine of 300 to 5,000 pesos will be imposed on the foreigner who enters the country illegally.
Ariel.
So why are we trying to legalize illegal immigration here?
Ariel says that actually U.S. is less strict than Mexico.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we talked about it Sunday. You know, when people, we said this, when people get detained here in this country, they have the right, even though they're not legal here, they have the right to go before a judge and try to make a case and explain why they're here. Remember we talked about that?
Well, what they were talking at the meeting today, where Arthur was, they were saying that they're trying to allocate funds for to defend illegal immigration. So anybody who's here illegally, they want to get a public defender to help all these people, and taxpayers are going to be end up paying for that.
Exactly. We talked about that Sunday. So do you see this here in this laws that I'm reading to you? No, they don't do that. They deport you immediately. It says here that they can imprison you, but in other, in other times, if they feel they just want to deport you, they can't. They can, and they will not give you a chance to do anything. Nobody's going to pay for anything.
Which that's really what they do for all the Cubans that get there. They get sent right back.
And you know what? And then after we're done with this, I'm going to post a link to a video that's in Spanish and English. It shows what they do to the, like you were saying, the people from South America, the Guatemala and all those countries that they go to Mexico. You're gonna hear there what they do with them, and it's inhumane. The treatment that those people get. But when Mexicans cross to the United States, what does the Mexican government do? They demand, okay? They don't even ask. They are demanding that we allow them to be here, that we don't deport them, and that we treat them like kings, But they treat those other people that come from Guatemala and Honduras and all those places, they treat them like crap. So that's why I was mad yesterday.
They want happy meals for everyone.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Let me read you this one. I think I already read you this one. A penalty. Okay. Foreigners with legal immigration problems may be deported from Mexico instead of being imprisoned. That's what I just told you. Okay. They can just throw you out of the country. You have zero chance to go to no court and speak to no judge and do nothing. They just throw you out. Okay. And then it says, this one. Foreigners who attempt against national sovereignty or security will be deported. And that's when we talked about Manuel López Obrador last Sunday. Right. I don't know if a lot of people here that are listening to us, they know who he is. But you tell them who he is.
Okay.
What did he do when he came?
So Manuel López Obrador, guys, is a candidate for the presidency of Mexico, and he is the front. He's at the front right now, at the front of the race. Mm-hmm. And this guy has tried 2 times to be the president, and for one reason or another, it hasn't happened. But he is very knowledgeable. He knows exactly what he's doing. He came here, he did a tour. He went to LA, he went to Chicago, he went to New York. And he tried to interpret that he read the prayer of liberty, the prayer of freedom, which is a beautiful prayer that was instituted for all people that were persecuted back in the days. So if you read that prayer, I mean, it's you will agree with it. But that's not the case here. I don't think anybody's being persecuted here. So he came and fired up the whole Hispanic community, and he is just causing problems, and we allow this guy to come here and campaign against the president of the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember, or I don't think there has ever been a candidate from the USA that has gone to campaign against the United States and Mexico.
I don't remember. Do you remember anyone going over there to do that?
The only one that I know is Paloma, that she is in Mexico. And
yeah, me too. Yeah, but that is so unacceptable, Marco. When I heard this man was here doing that, I was like, wait a minute. Who's allowing this clown to come here and speak to thousands of people and ¿cómo se dice? And try to make them stand up against the government?
Yes.
This is not your country. As far as I know, he doesn't have a visa. I mean, he's not a resident. He's not a citizen. He comes to this country with a visa.
A tourist visa. Okay. Everybody's abusing the tourist visa.
But Marco, I was like, how is this possible? He's attempting, like what I just read, against the sovereignty of a nation. he comes here and calls Donald Trump a racist and compares him to Hitler.
Yes.
And what you just said about what is that thing,
The freedom,
the prayer,
the
or
prayer of
whatever?
freedom.
The freedom.
Yeah.
Okay, he's trying to make the Mexican people, like, their situation is very similar, if not the same, as Cubans, for example,
Exactly.
or the people from these countries, the Muslim countries, where they're being persecuted and they're being killed for being Christians and all these things.
Sorry.
That's not the case. And I told you Sunday, yes, Mexico has issues, okay, but nobody's persecuting them to kill them. That's different. So what he came in and what he did here, it's a lie in the first place, because nobody's persecuting Mexicans. They're doing what their own government does, which is go after illegal immigrants to try to send them back to their country. That is the same thing Mexico is doing with any foreigner that comes to Mexico. They deport them, and that's the same thing. So why, that's why I'm so passionate about this. Because it's not right. It's not fair. Okay, I told you the other day, we have to start looking if we're going to judge people and criticize other nations, we have to start with our own nation. So let's go look at what Mexico has. And after you learn what they have in their immigration laws, then you can try to criticize the United States or any other nation.
I know that there's some news outlets that watch my live videos, so I'm just calling out on all those news outlets out there that watch this video to please bring this and help. Maria, we need to get you on CNN. We need to get you on you really need to keep this message going, because I think this will just settle a lot of misunderstandings that a lot of people have, that a lot of people think they have rights that they don't. Like this morning, they were actually saying.
But you know what? Thanks to who? We forgot to mention them. Thanks to Univision and thanks to Jorge Ramos.
Exactly.
That's why last Sunday we did it in Spanish. For all of you that are watching, we did it in Spanish last Sunday, because I wanted this information to go to the people that don't speak English. They're the ones that watch Univision, because that is the only network, channel that has everything in Spanish. So who are these people listening to? Jorge Ramos and Univision, and they're lying. They do nothing other than lie. So you know what? I don't know if I'm going to end up in CNN or wherever, but I'm going to ask all your audience right now, everybody that's watching, please share this video. And share it. I can't tell you to share with the Spanish speaking people, but share the other one, the one that we did last Sunday. That was completely in Spanish. And I just want everybody to get educated. The Mexican people, the Hispanic people, they need to understand that we cannot go to another country and demand what their own country is not giving anyone. And we cannot be demonizing Donald Trump and the American people for doing the exact same thing Mexico's doing. And I'm talking about Mexico specifically, because I told you that is where all the drama is. What is the one country that criticizes the United States all the time? It's Mexico. They're the neighbor, okay? Walking distance. And they do nothing other than speak evil about the United States and Donald Trump. So that's why I'm doing this. So all I want to ask you is please share this video. And this is just to educate everyone, Please
share this video, guys. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring.
And you know what? The Bible, it's like I told you, I'm a believer, in the Bible. And the Bible says that one of the things, our duties as a believer, is to expose lies, and to bring the truth to everyone. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I told you, I gave you an example, if you have a neighbor and he has a beautiful home and you're poor, I told you Sunday, we cannot just jump over their fence and say, you know what, your home is beautiful and I love your home and I want to live here. What is your neighbor going to tell you? No, you can't live here, but I'm willing to help you another way. Do we have the right to do that? Say, no, I want to live here. And listen to this. Let's say your neighbor tells you, yes, okay, I'll allow you to live here. You can stay here. I'll make a little room, you know, in the back or whatever. And then you start demanding, you know what? I don't like the type of music you listen to. You know what? You're a Christian, but I want to be Muslim. Or you're a Muslim and I want to be whatever, Mormon. I mean, you don't get to say what you want because that's not your home. And when you become a citizen, this is what's missing with the Latinos, the Mexican people. They don't assimilate. They don't integrate. They want to come here to Mexico and continue to live the same way they lived in their countries. And you can't do that. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of issues in our culture. And I'm going to say it again. There's a lot of positive things in the Mexican people. But sadly, a lot of the Mexican people, and I count myself there, they're very ignorant. And I was very ignorant. Okay, but by God's grace, I opened my eyes. And oh, I didn't even tell you guys this. When Donald Trump started running for president, I hated him, Marco. I told you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think your audience knows that. I hated Donald Trump. I thought he was an idiot, you know? My mindset was the same as everyone else right now. Until I said, you know what? I'm the idiot. Because God allowed me to see this man. I put him there because he's going to make this country be what it was before. Anyways, I can go on, but I'm just telling you, that's why I'm doing this. Because we have to expose lies and help people open their eyes to the truth.
Well,
so that's what I want.
I always like Trump. And, you know, he's from New York. So New Yorkers have a very frank way of speaking. And New Yorkers are, you know, they tell it like it is. I guess because there's so many of them out there. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let me see. Where was I? Okay. I lost where I was. Anyways. Okay, it says, Mexicans, listen to this one. Mexicans who help illegal aliens enter the country are themselves considered criminals under the law. So if you have a primo, you know, a tío, like an auntie or somebody that's helping you cross the border in Mexico, you know, they're considered criminals.
You have
and it says a Mexican, listen to this one, a Mexican who marries a foreigner with the sole objective of helping the foreigner live in the country is subject to up to 5 years in prison. That's the same thing we have here, right? When you get married to somebody just to get, you know, the
papers,
the citizenship. Okay. And then it says, shipping and airline companies that bring undocumented foreigners into Mexico will be fined. Okay, so those were the laws, okay, of kind of that I got to compare them with the ones that we have here. But now let's talk a little bit about the Mexican Constitution. It says the Mexican Constitution expressly forbids non-citizens to participate in the country's political life. Remember, we were talking about that Sunday.
Yeah. So
that the Constitution of Mexico forbids non-citizens to participate in the country's political life. Non-citizens are forbidden to participate in demonstrations or express opinions in public about domestic politics. Isn't that what López Obrador just did?
What a double standard. What a double standard. Not just that, but you have a lot of this May Day. I mean, you have 200,000 people that did exactly that. And then on the White House still. So
okay, so when I read this, I was like, isn't that what this man just came and did, you know, here?
Yep.
The López Obrador. Okay, so then this one says, I'm sorry, I'm covering with my finger. Okay, so it says the Mexican Constitution denies equal employment rights to immigrants, even legal ones in the public sector. Did you hear that? Even the legal ones, okay? They deny equal employment rights to immigrants. It says Mexicans shall have priority over foreigners under equality of circumstances for all classes of concessions and for all employment. positions or commissions of the government in which the status of citizenship is not indispensable. In time of peace, no foreigner can serve in the army. I was telling you that Sunday. No foreigner can serve in the army, nor in the police or public security forces.
The police as well, huh? Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And then the Mexican Constitution guarantees that immigrants, listen to this. Oh, this is OMG. Okay. The Mexican Constitution guarantees that immigrants will never be treated as real citizens, Mexican citizens, even if they are legally naturalized. Do you want me to say that again?
Yeah, please.
The Mexican Constitution guarantees that immigrants will never be treated as real Mexican citizens, even if they are legally naturalized. Does that sound like discrimination to you?
That's a double standard. It's just so crazy. I mean, me and you, we could.
I mean, why wouldn't you be treated the same? Just because you weren't born there? Okay, what do we do here? You know, I became a citizen, 6 months ago, Marco? I told you that Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't tell me that. They say I have all the same rights. A person that was born here, I have the same rights they have. So why is Mexico calling us racist and that we discriminate? It doesn't make sense, you know? So I'm a U.S. citizen now, thank God, you know, and I get to do and be whatever it is that I want to do and be. And here they're telling you, you will never be considered a Mexican citizen, even if you are illegal naturalized. To me, I don't know what that sounds to you, but to me, that's discrimination. That sounds like, yeah, we're going to have you here, but we don't really want you here. That's what it sounds to me like. Okay, so it says Article 32 bans foreigners, immigrants, and even naturalized citizens of Mexico, listen to this, from serving as military officers, Mexican flagged ship and airline crew, and chiefs of seaports and airports. In order to belong to the National Navy of the Air Force and to discharge any office or commission, it is required to be a Mexican by birth. Okay? This same status is indispensable for captains, pilots, masters, engineers, mechanics, and in general, for all personnel of the crew of any vessel or airship protected by the Mexican merchant flag or insignia. It is also necessary to be Mexican by birth to discharge the position of captain of the port and all the services of pratique and airport commandant, as well as all functions of customs agent in the Republic.
I guess.
So you tell me here in the United States, is it the same thing?
I guess if the United States was Mexico with that type of law, Obama could have not been a pilot.
There you go. He's the first one that came into mind. You see, he was president of this beautiful nation. And here in Mexico, they're telling you, no, you don't get to do these things. I don't care if you're naturalized and if you've been here forever. You're never going to be like a Mexican that was born in the country. That's the bottom line.
Hold on. So Ariel says that it sounds like you can become legal in Mexico, but you never really become a true citizen.
A true citizen. They don't welcome you like one. You know, do you feel welcome after I read this?
No, and I just
You're
thought,
never going to be?
I heard something, and I was watching something that says that all Americans that are in Mexico right now are very scared because they own a lot of land. They're very rich, but the Mexican government can recall them at any time and tell them it's time for you guys to pack and leave.
Yeah,
we're going to
that's what it says.
We're going to take your properties.
And you know what? And I didn't print that part out because it was so long. But it says exactly that, what you just said. So let me continue. It says an immigrant who becomes a naturalized Mexican citizen can be stripped of his Mexican citizenship if he lives again in the country of his origin for more than 5 years.
Wow.
Oh my God. It's like, I can't even tell you. So what does this mean? You said it last Sunday. A lot of people come here, they become naturalized citizens. And what do? They go back to Mexico. They live in Mexico. You know, I used to live in El Paso, right across the border, Juarez. And that's what people did. They lived in Juarez because they didn't want to live here, but they had the U.S. citizenship. So they only used it for whenever cuando les conviene, you know, whenever they want to.
They use it.
So do you hear the United States saying that they're going to take away their citizenship for not living in the United States for 5 years? You know, yesterday, I remember I was with my boss, the lady that I work with, and some visitor came. I think it was another lady that used to work with her, and they started arguing about Trump. My boss, you know, she's for Trump, and this lady started saying something like, no, Trump wants to take away the citizenship of the babies, the children of those who are not legal here. She said that. And I remember Donald Trump did say that when he was running for president. He suggested, okay, well, if their parents are illegally here, then we should take away the citizenship of those children. That's what he was saying. But then right here, what are they telling you? They're not saying that they're going to take the citizenship of kids, you know, but they're telling you if you go back to your country for 5 years, then you're no longer a Mexican. You see what I'm saying? So it's different from what we have here in the United States. Here, you're a citizen like me right now. And as far as I know, I'm a citizen forever. Right?
Right. Double standard.
So
It's a total double standard.
yeah. And then it says foreign-born naturalized Mexican citizens may not become federal lawmakers. Article 55, cabinet secretaries. Article 91, or Supreme Court justices.
So, wow.
So if you're naturalized, you don't get to do any of this. And here, what? I mean, I guess that's why we're all messed up. Just look at what's happening, I told you, with the Muslim community. How many Muslims do we have in government right now?
Yeah.
In very important positions in government.
Well,
so I guess these guys here in Mexico, they're smart. They're not going to allow a güero or a Chinese, to fill one of these positions because they know, what could happen.
It seems that the Mexican Constitution protects its territory and its people very, very well.
Exactly, Marco. So that's why I'm talking about this, because people need to know this. You said it. A lot of people know it, but they act like they don't know it. But I believe that there's a huge, group of Mexican people that have no clue of what's written in their constitution. And just to give an example, 3 days ago, I talked to a friend and I shared the Spanish video that we did on this. And she said, to tell you the truth, I didn't even know this was on my constitution. And she's Mexican. She's been in Mexico for a long time. And she didn't even know. Okay, so it says, the president of Mexico must be a Mexican citizen by birth. And his parents, listen to this, must also be Mexican-born citizens. Did you hear that?
Wow, double generation. Okay.
And this is in Article 82. Thus, giving secondary status to Mexican-born citizens born of immigrants. Okay? So that's there. And we're almost done. Listen to this one. The Mexican Constitution singles out undesirable aliens. We talked about Sunday, remember, indeseables? Undesirable. It said in Article 11, guarantees federal protection against undesirable aliens resident in the country. So they live in the country, but this article protects against those who they consider to be undesirable. So what does that sound to you? I said on Sunday, so they can, if they consider that you're not a desirable person, what? They can just kick you out. You know, the Constitution singles out those people.
You know,
And then
a while back, I had one of those bar conversations with somebody that had $1 million yacht in Mexico, and he got in some kind of trouble, so they kicked him out and they took his yacht. And I don't know how true that was, because he was at one of these bar talks, but he seemed very hurt by the way they treat him. So
yeah. And you were telling me, remember that when you used to go out with your friends, the people from Guatemala, South America, Central America, they would tell you, you know what? I know what discrimination is from the Mexican government.
Yeah, after a few drinks.
You guys were a joke when we talk about discrimination.
After a few drinks, all those Latin Americans, they wanted to beat me up.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I mean, you probably sounded really bad, you know?
Yeah, because they actually, you know, they save their money, they do all this. It takes them years. But when they get to Mexico, they get sent right back.
Yeah. So let me read you here. It says, oh, listen to this one. This is so interesting, and I didn't even catch it Sunday when I told you this. The Mexican Constitution provides the right of private individuals to make citizens arrests. You hear that?
Okay.
Private individuals. It's not talking about police officers. It's talking about private people, normal private individuals. The Mexican Constitution provides them the right to arrest, you know, citizens. Article 16 states, in cases of flagrante delicto, I can't say that, any person may arrest the offender and his accomplices, turning them over without delay to the nearest authorities. Therefore, the Mexican Constitution appears to grant Mexican citizens the right to arrest illegal aliens and hand them over to police for prosecution. You know what this would look like here? This would be like you and I. We get to go out there right now, and if we know of somebody that is here illegally, we can go and arrest them and turn them into the authorities, the police. That's in the Mexican Constitution.
Wow.
So you're going to tell me that the United States is horrible, inhumane, evil, and you grant your own citizens the right to arrest anyone that you believe may be an illegal immigrant?
Wow. Anyway. That is the highlight of all this conversation you just did. That is really the highlight.
Okay. You know, Donald Trump, he's supposed to be Hitler, right? And he's supposed to be racist. He's not saying that. All he's saying is, I want police, local police, to cooperate with us, the federal government, to arrest criminals. He didn't say go after everyone, the mom, the little girl, you know, the hardworking person. He said criminals. Right here, it's not talking about criminals. It's talking about illegal aliens, period. You see what I'm saying?
What a double standard. It's just so...
Yes. Yes. So that's why I'm speaking out, because I don't know. People need to know this. So it says the Mexican Constitution states that foreigners may be expelled for any reason and without due process, Marco. For any reason. In other words, they can kick you out for any reason and without due process.
What?
Is that what Donald Trump is saying he wants to do here? He wants to kick you out for any reason. Is that what he's saying?
No, on the contrary. I think what you have right now, you know, the sponsors for all these marches, A Day Without Immigrant and all that, it's a bunch of attorneys that of the left that are trying to milk on this. They're trying to scare all these people so they can get all this immigration money, because they know that the government will pay for it, especially with all these public defenders. And now they're trying to pass that law that they'll defend illegal immigration. And I don't think all those people, I don't think they're going to defend. This money is going to go for criminals because that's what they do. They defend criminals, this immigration attorneys.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of Mexican people that don't know this because they're too busy. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth. They're too busy watching las novelas or watching the freaking soccer games. That's what my Mexican people, we do. That's what we do.
Or
you know, we're not interested in reading our freaking own constitution. We're not interested in that. And it's sad, you know, but they don't care anyways. A lot of them don't care. Because what do they listen to? Whatever Jorge Ramos. And Jorge Ramos is like God right now. He's like the Mexican God. Whatever Jorge Ramos says, that's what it is. I told you, I have a mom. Okay? My mother right now, I think she's waking up. But still, she's still like, no cierto, you know, whatever Jorge Ramos says, that's what it is. Because she argues with me. And I tell her, Mom, you have to stop watching Univision. But here we go again. She understands English, but not, you know, like the Spanish. So what does she want to watch? She wants to watch Spanish. So what is she going to listen to? Univision. So ask my mom if she knows this stuff. And she's probably going to watch this video and she's going to be mad at me. But sorry, Mom. Anyways, so, you know, she probably doesn't even know this. So that's why I want to talk about this. And please, guys, you know, share this video. Because people need to know. This is, I don't even have a word to describe this. You know, this is, do you have a word? I can't even find a word.
Double standard, hypocrisy.
Yes. Okay, so now let's talk about this.
Before you go on.
Yeah.
Now that you talk about soccer and novelas, remember there's a big fight tonight.
I think so. Julio Cesar Chavez.
It's Canelo versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Yeah. Everybody knows about that except me.
and also,
yeah, okay.
There's a lot of people here that really like what you're saying. They want to be your friend. So please go.
Really? I'm glad, guys.
Please go and like Maria's page. Say hi to her. Give her a word of encouragement. There's a few trolls.
Oh, somebody here is calling us. Can I say the word?
Yeah.
Pendejos.
Yeah, there's a few. That is actually.
It's okay.
That is actually good that they're here because that means you.
Well, you know what? I don't know if they're calling you and me that, or they're calling, I don't know, whatever, you know. But anyways, I'm used to it. It's nice to hear that somebody likes what I'm talking about. So I'm telling you, yesterday, I don't know if you saw it. This girl, look at my eyebrows, okay? Pay attention to my eyebrows.
Okay.
She said that I have chola eyebrows. And she said that I needed to bleach my skin. And she said that I had to change my name to something less ethnic. She private messaged me. And she was insulting me. Why? Because I was exercising my constitutional right to speak freely. So anyways, you know, I get it. You know, a lot of people, I make people mad sometimes. And like I said, it's not my intention. But if you get mad, I can't do anything about it. I'm still going to speak. You know, the truth. So, but anyways, for those of you that are understanding, you know, what we're doing, please share this video. And, you know, just know that people need to know this, you know, especially if you know Mexican people that don't know this and they're not for the United States and they think that Donald Trump is freaking Satan and he's Hitler. No, this proves right here that Donald Trump and the United States, it's only doing what every nation does and should be doing. And I told you this Sunday in Spanish, and I want to say this again. This is my conviction, and I'm going to ask a lot of you, and please comment. Do you guys believe that every nation in the world has the right to protect its borders and the citizens of their country? Do they have that right? And if the answer is yes, then answer me this question if you don't agree with me. How come every nation in the world has that right and the United States doesn't? If somebody answers me that question, you know, I'd like to sit down personally with you and you tell me why the United States doesn't have that right if you think they don't. Because as far as I'm concerned, every nation in the world has the same right. And you know what? The Mexican Constitution, I told you Sunday, I don't see anything wrong with it. To tell you the truth, I'm not criticizing their constitution or their immigration laws. I think they're great because they're protecting, their citizens. That's what they should be doing, right? But if that's good for you and you're right, in doing that, why the United States is not? That's my question. Okay? So don't criticize Donald Trump. Don't criticize the United States. If you're a Mexican and you don't agree with me, don't criticize them, because your country is doing the same thing and even worse. So that is my point.
Actually, Maria, Donald Trump did say that he admired the Mexican people because they were cunning. They were very good negotiators. They were taking advantage of the United States for too long. And you can totally see with that constitution, they're taking advantage of us because they're double standard. They do not practice what they preach.
No, you see this paper right here that I'm going to read to you?
Okay.
It says Beta Grupos Beta.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
I didn't even know this. And then when we finish, I'm going to post the link to where all this information is and the video where the one that I was talking about. But here, listen to this. This is very interesting. Grupos Beta. This was updated back in 2010.
So Beta.
Listen to this.
That's B-E-T-A?
B-E-T-A. Beta or Beta, whatever. Okay, it says, if you are a Mexican citizen wanting to cross the border illegally, okay, the Mexican government helps you do it. This is talking to Mexican people, and this is how they do it. It even has a special department called Beta or Beta Group to tell them how to do it, what routes to avoid, and what to do in case they are detained. The head of Mexico's immigration services back then, his name is Hipólito Treviño. He denied that this is true. Okay, he said, no, we're not helping anyone. And then he says, this group gives them, the Mexican citizens that want to cross the border illegally, this group gives them a booklet with tips on how to cross the border. There were allegations about them providing them a map of the deserts. But Treviño said they only gave them recommendations, okay? And now I'm going to give you the reasons. The reasons for the government's help is money. And you're going to see why. Is money sent home by Mexicans living in the U.S. constitutes the second biggest source of foreign currency in Mexico after the oil industry. Did you get what I just said? So what it says, in other words, all the Mexican people that are coming here and they are illegally here and they work, okay, they are sending money, thousands of dollars to their family back in Mexico, okay? So why is the government allowing this and very, como se dice, under the table, giving you a little guide on what to do, in case you want to cross or in case they detain you? This is the reason, Marco. Because money sent home by Mexicans living in the U.S. constitutes the second biggest source of foreign currency in Mexico after the oil industry. Does that make sense to you? Did you get it?
So
that's the motive.
They are their clients.
Huh?
Illegals are their clients.
Yeah, they're the second biggest source of income for Mexico. So what is this telling you? That of course they're not telling them like, oh, see, go across the border illegally. They're not telling them. But in case you're thinking about it, We have this beta group, okay? And we give you a little booklet on what to do, recommendations on what to do if the Border Patrol detains you. I mean, why don't you just tell your citizens, do not cross the border illegally? Why don't they just do that instead of giving people a booklet and tips on how to do it and what to do? Do you see it, Marco?
Wow.
And then listen to this one. $20 billion last year. That was back in 2010. I wonder what it is now. $20 billion last year, or 2% of Mexico's GDP. In 2010, about 10% of Mexico's population are now living in the U.S., over 10 million people. That was back in 2010. And the income, the money that was coming into Mexico was $20 billion. Okay? Back in 2010, from people that live here. So do you think the Mexican government is interested in getting a lot of Mexicans to cross the border? Do you think so?
They're almost as interested as selling their oil.
Okay, so that tells me right there, the Mexican government, they want them to cross. Donald Trump said it. They're smart. Didn't Donald Trump say that?
He said
they're taking advantage of us. Didn't he say that?
He said they're cunning.
Yeah.
Son astutos. Astutos.
Yeah. And then listen to this. This is how the video ended, and I'm going to post it so you guys can hear it. The man that was talking in the video said, how many illegal aliens did Mexico legalize in the past 5 years? You want to know how many?
Go ahead.
In the past 5 years combined. 15,000.
In Mexico?
Yep.
Wow.
In 5 years. So that's what? You make the math. How many people do they legalize per year?
3.
But yet, they send stupid Lopez Obrador, or whatever his name is, to come here and protest and demand, oh, you guys are so inhumane. You have to legalize all the illegal immigrants. You have to make them legal. You have to give them a residence. You have to make them citizens. Millions. And they did 15,000 in 5 years.
Which is,
they legalized 50,000.
Which is 3,000 a year compared to 1 million that the United States does.
So there you go. So that's why I'm speaking about this. And this information, Marco, is in the internet. I'm not showing you something that people don't have access to. But somebody has to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about it because this is hypocrisy at its best.
Yes. Guys out there, please, anybody that's watching, that's in the news, Maria has a story to tell you. Please listen to this. Help us out. Help us help you. That's what I always say.
Yeah, and Marco, you know, I mean, I just want to say thank you again, you know, for giving me the chance. And all of you that are listening, you know, if you have people that still think that Donald Trump is, you know, so evil and so mean, and that the Mexican government, you know, oh, pobrecitos, you know, they're victims. They're no victims. They're doing it on purpose. They want the Mexican people to cross here because of that, what I just said right now. They represent the second largest, you know, income source for Mexico. And who's benefiting from that? You know that we have a corrupt Mexican government. They're rich. They're like Hillary Clinton. They have millions. So that's why we need to talk about this and expose it. So if you help us share it, you know, I really thank you for doing that.
Yes. Yes, we need to keep going. I think you're going to get a lot of people that are going to follow you on this. Let's continue that message. Let's do this again. And be careful. Take care of yourself. I hope you don't get to use your gun, but be careful.
Who, me?
After what you just said, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to like you.
Well, you know, yeah, my mom, my brother, I have my family. They think I'm crazy, you know. But this is what I think. We're gonna die anyways. This is what I tell my family. I'm gonna die anyways, one way or the other. But I am not going to be silent because to me, you know, the quote that I shared the other day, silence, you know, in the face of evil, it's evil itself. And I strongly believe in that. You know, this march that you invited me to go in, when is it, June? You know,
June
that's
10th.
another thing that I'm very passionate about. You know, the Sharia law and human rights and what they're doing. I'm pretty sure a lot of you, abortion, for example, that's another thing that I'm passionate about. The genital mutilation, you know about that, right? They call it
Mm-hmm.
female circumcision. And
Right.
that's something that's coming from Muslim countries. That's an ideology from that culture. And they want to bring it here to the United States. And somebody said to me yesterday, well, why are you speaking about this now? Nobody's trying to, you know, this hasn't gone to legislation. I'm like, I don't care if it hasn't or if it has. We have to speak about it now before it even gets to that.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So I don't care, you know, people criticize me left and right because why am I getting involved? Well, I told you, Marco, I don't have kids. But I'm thinking, what about you, fathers and mothers that have little girls? Do you know this genital mutilation? Do you know what's going to do that? If that ever becomes a law here, what it's going to do to your little girls? I mean, don't you think about that? And even any girl, even if it's not your daughter, how can you just be okay with that and not speak out? So that's why I'm speaking about this, because it's injustice. Okay, demonizing the United States, it's wrong. Okay, and like I said, if the Mexican government has a great constitution, I think it's great. Fine, you're entitled to it. You're a sovereign nation. Nobody can tell you not to have it. But guess what? We have the same right. It's like when they tell me, did you read, Marco, that there was this boy, well, not boy, it was a guy in a university. Class hadn't started, and he was just sitting there in the classroom reading his Bible. I shared it like an hour ago. And the teacher came and told him, you need to close your Bible because it's offensive to me. So I was like, excuse me, you have the same right I have. You want to open the Quran or whatever book you read? Fine. You know, you can read it. Why are you going to tell me that I can't read my Bible? You know, we have the same rights. Mexico is entitled to have, you know, their whatever constitution, law, immigration laws.
Yeah.
Fine, beautiful. You're a sovereign nation. You get to do whatever the hell you want to do. But don't tell the United States of America that we can't do the same.
Exactly.
That is my problem. Okay?
Exactly.
That's my problem. So that's why I'm speaking out. And I really thank you for giving me the chance.
Maria, thank you.
And whatever happens, happens. Whatever comes, it comes. You know, but I'm not going to shut up. I'm not.
Maria, I want to tell everybody that you're going to be here on June 10th for our rally in San Bernardino to support the victims of San Bernardino. And also what people don't know is that you sing. Right?
Oh, yeah, I always forget that part.
So you're going to sing the anthem. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to do that. You know, I always forget that I sing. I don't even know why I forget that. And, you know, maybe one day I'll share that story that you and I were talking about the song that I wrote a long time ago.
Yes, yes.
About the muro, you know, what is it, the wall?
Yeah, I mean.
And one day I'll share this.
Nobody's perfect. We are you know, it's, we're progress, not perfection, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited, Marco. Thank you for inviting me to that march, because that subject, that particular topic, those issues with the Sharia law and all those things, I mean, I'm passionate about it, and I'm going to speak out against it. So all I can ask, you know, the ones who are for us, and you believe in the power of God and in the power of prayer, just pray for us. Because all we're trying to do, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help my president, Donald J. Trump, make America great again. That's all I'm doing.
Amen.
Okay? I'm nobody. I'm not important, whatever. I'm just doing what I think everyone should do. Help him, because he can't do it alone.
Thank you so much, Maria. You have a beautiful afternoon.
You too. So I'll talk to you later. And thank you guys so much. Thanks for being here listening.
So there you have it, guys. I went a little bit over an hour, so usually I keep it at an hour, but we went a little bit over an hour because Maria, she has so much to say. She has a great story. Let's support her. Let's give her a lot of words of encouragement. I please go and like her page, friend her. What she spoke about is not easy for many reasons. Us as immigrants, it's not easy to immigrate to another country. It's not easy to move on and start again. But she did it, I did it, and there's always gonna be, we're always gonna be in conflict because we're not 100% here yet. We still have things that we're working on, but we're working on it. We're working with the system. We're not working against the system like a lot of people is doing. We want to be a productive citizen of society. We want an opportunity to be one of you, American citizens. And I want to thank you because you have gave me that opportunity, and I value that very much. And you can see that it's real. Maria is real. She's like she said, she's a mom. She's not a professional speaker. She is just like you and I. Maria's last name, Maria. Let me check. Oh, it's if you go to the link, it's there. I'll post. So, guys, please, a word of encouragement to all of us: Latinos for Trump, Hispanics for Trump, Latinos with Trump, Blacks with Trump, gays with Trump. In the end, it's we the people. Okay? I really thank you for this opportunity to be here and talk to you guys. Have a beautiful rest of the weekend. And let's just keep helping Donald Trump be the best president that ever lived. Talk to you soon.